The invitation arrived via email with a carefully curated guest list attached. 28 names complete with professional titles. Dr. Patricia Morgan, Chief of Cardiology. Senator Richard Webb, State Legislature. Charles Hammond, 3 Executive VP, Goldman Sachs. My name wasn't on the list. The email from my mother arrived 10 minutes later, addressed to my siblings. I was CC'd by accident. This year's brunch will be our most prestigious yet. Please arrive promptly at 11 a.m. We want to make the right impression. I called my sister Caroline. I'm not on the guest list. Pause. Mom said you're probably busy. You know how you are with family events. How am I with family events? You don't really fit the vibe Mom's going for. It's not personal. She's inviting Dad's law firm partners, my Georgetown colleagues, Marcus's investment banking friends. Everyone will be discussing careers and achievements. You'd be uncomfortable. At 31, my family had perfected explaining why I didn't belong at important gatherings. Caroline was an associate professor of political science. My brother Marcus was a senior analyst at a hedge fund. They were accomplished, credentialed, impressive. I was Jenna Walsh, who worked in education. A description my mother used that suggested I was a struggling substitute teacher. What they didn't know was that I'd founded TeachReach at 23, an edtech platform revolutionizing literacy education in underserved communities. The company sold for $340 million 2 years ago. I'd retained significant equity and now served on 3 major educational foundation boards. My work had reached 4.2 million students across 47 states. I lived modestly in a townhouse, drove a Subaru, kept my wealth invisible. I'd also been funding my parents' lifestyle for 6 years. $8,000 monthly deposits paying for their country club membership, luxury vacations and kitchen renovation. My father was a partner at a mid-sized law firm. Respectable but not enough to maintain their projected image. My mother volunteered extensively, serving on boards where she networked with people she considered important. Tell Mom I hope her selective brunch is everything she's dreaming of, I said. 3 days before Easter, Marcus called. Mom wanted me to explain the brunch situation. Caroline already handled it. I'm not accomplished enough. It's about cohesion. Everyone will be discussing high-level career stuff. Policy, finance, legal cases. What would you contribute? Mom doesn't want you feeling left out while everyone else networks. How considerate. This is important for Dad's career. Senator Webb will be there and Dad's firm is trying to land his business. The Goldman VP is Caroline's department chair's husband. This brunch has strategic value. Can't you just let us have this? I'm not making anything difficult, Marcus. I'm simply not invited. What my family didn't know was that I'd been invited to the White House Easter prayer breakfast 2 months ago. President Elizabeth Morrison had personally requested my presence to discuss expanding my literacy initiative nationally. We'd had 3 subsequent calls with her education policy team. The announcement was scheduled for Easter Sunday at 2 p.m., a joint press conference unveiling a $2 billion federal investment in literacy education, with TeachReach as primary implementation partner. I'd planned to decline the president's call and reschedule. But being excluded from my family's brunch because I wasn't accomplished enough changed my perspective. I emailed Jennifer Park, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff. Confirmed for Easter Sunday 2 p.m. call. I'll be available. Jenna. Her response came within an hour. Excellent. The president is looking forward to the partnership announcement. We're planning significant media coverage. Hope you're ready for the spotlight. Easter Sunday arrived with perfect spring weather. I dressed in a tailored cream suit, professional, expensive, nothing like the casual clothes my family expected. I did my makeup carefully and put on my grandmother's pearl earrings. At 10:47 a.m., I drove to my parents' McLean house. The driveway was filled with luxury cars. I parked my Subaru on the street and walked to the door. My mother answered, cycling through surprise, confusion, and panic. She wore an elegant lavender dress and held a champagne flute. Behind her, guests mingled in the living room. Jenna. What are you doing here? It's Easter, Mom. I'm here for brunch. But you weren't, we didn't think. She glanced over her shoulder. This really isn't a good time. We have very important guests. I'm sure you can manage an extra place setting. My father appeared, expression tight. Jenna, this gathering has a specific purpose. Perhaps lunch next week? Just family. I am family. Or did that change when you decided I wasn't accomplished enough? Caroline materialized. Please don't make a scene. Mom worked really hard on this. I'm not making a scene. I'm attending Easter brunch. Marcus joined the intervention. This is inappropriate. You weren't invited. You can't just show up because your feelings are hurt. A woman in an elegant black dress approached. Elizabeth, is everything all right? My mother smiled brilliantly. Perfectly fine. Jenna was just leaving. Actually, I was just staying. Happy Easter, everyone. I walked past my mother into the living room. The space was beautifully decorated. Fresh flowers, elegant settings, crystal everywhere. About 25 guests mingled with champagne. Senator Webb stood near the fireplace discussing education policy. My father's law partners clustered near the windows. Caroline's Georgetown colleagues occupied the dining room. I took champagne from a waiter. My mother appeared at my elbow, voice urgent. Jenna, I'm serious. You need to leave. You're going to embarrass us. I'm wearing a $2,400 suit. How is that inappropriate? Her eyes widened. That's not the point. These are accomplished people discussing serious matters. And I'm what? The family disappointment who works with children. You work in education, which is admirable, but these people are discussing policy, finance, legal strategy. You'd have nothing to contribute. I'm trying to spare you the discomfort. A man approached. Charles Hammond from Goldman Sachs. Elizabeth, wonderful brunch. Thank you, Charles. This is my daughter Jenna. She was just leaving. Charles extended his hand. Jenna Walsh? The TeachReach founder. The air froze. My mother's face went blank. I'm sorry, what? TeachReach. The literacy platform. My firm consulted on your acquisition 2 years ago. $340 million deal. Impressive exit for a founder under 30. My mother's champagne flute trembled. There must be confusion. Jenna works in education. She's a teacher. I'm an educational technology entrepreneur, I corrected. I founded TeachReach in 2017. We've provided literacy education to 4.2 million students nationwide. Charles smiled. Underselling yourself. Your platform revolutionized reading education in low-income communities. My niece's Baltimore school uses your program. Remarkable results. Senator Webb drifted closer. TeachReach. That's the program we've been reviewing for federal funding. Outstanding outcomes data. 93% literacy improvement? Unprecedented. I've been trying to get a meeting with your team for months. Thank you, Senator. We're proud of our impact metrics. My father appeared pale. Jenna, perhaps we should talk privately. At exactly 2 p.m. my phone rang. The screen displayed, White House, do not ignore. The room went quiet. Everyone's attention shifted to my ringing phone. Excuse me. I need to take this call. My mother found her voice. Jenna, we're in the middle of brunch. It's incredibly rude. I answered. This is Jenna Walsh. Ms. Walsh, please hold for President Morrison. The voice was formal, professional, loud enough that several people heard. My mother's face went gray. President Morrison's voice came through warm and energized. Jenna. Happy Easter. I hope I'm not interrupting. Not at all, Madam President. Happy Easter to you as well. The room was silent. Every person had stopped talking. My mother looked like she might faint. I wanted to personally confirm our announcement this afternoon. The literacy initiative is going to be transformational. $2 billion in federal investment, your platform reaching every underserved school district. This is exactly the kind of public-private partnership that changes lives. I'm honored to be part of it, Madam President. The honor is ours. Your work has proven what's possible. Now we're proving it at scale. My communications team will send press release details within the hour. We'll do the official announcement via video call at 4 p.m., and I'd like you for in-person remarks at the White House on Tuesday. Can you make that work? Absolutely. I'll be there. Excellent. Enjoy your Easter, Jenna. And thank you for your incredible dedication to our nation's children. The call ended. I slipped my phone into my pocket. The silence was absolute. Senator Webb spoke first. Did the president just call you about a federal education initiative? Yes. We're announcing a national literacy program this afternoon. $2 billion federal investment with TeachReach as primary implementation partner. Charles Hammond laughed, genuine and delighted. Elizabeth, you're hosting the woman who's about to be announced as architect of the largest federal education initiative in 20 years, and you tried to exclude her from Easter brunch? My mother's mouth opened and closed wordlessly. The press conference went perfectly. The announcement made national news. Every major outlet covered the federal literacy initiative, my company's role, and the projected impact on millions of students. By Monday morning, my phone had 47 missed calls from family. My mother left 6 voicemails, each more desperate. My father sent a lengthy email explaining how proud he'd always been. Caroline texted that everyone at the university was talking about me, asking why she never mentioned her sister was a nationally recognized education innovator. Marcus called. Dad's law partners are asking why he didn't tell them his daughter works with the White House. This looks really bad. You need to help us fix this. I didn't respond to any of them. The $8,000 monthly deposits stopped immediately. The lifestyle they'd built on my money while treating me as unsuccessful? That began collapsing within weeks. My family's selective Easter brunch became legendary in their social circle, not for the important guests they'd curated, but for the daughter they'd excluded who turned out to be more accomplished than everyone else combined. President Morrison's literacy initiative launched in June. Results exceeded projections. Reading scores in participating schools improved by 94%, and we expanded to 12,000 schools in the first year. My family learned that accomplishment isn't measured by titles, credentials, or social connections. It's measured by impact, by lives changed, by work done when nobody's watching. They'd been selective about their Easter brunch guest list, carefully excluding anyone who didn't meet their standards. They were right to be selective. I didn't meet their standards. Their standards were just embarrassingly low.